Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? I got my new transition back in, or my old transition back in. welcome, welcome, welcome. So the institution's here, and so that's like always been the meme in Bitcoin is like when the price will go up when institutional is here, right? Well, Bitcoin is at all-time highs almost. We're within a couple $100. Hello, everybody. Hello, Dream Trio. And so maybe institutional's already here. Maybe institutional's already in, but like, is it good for Bitcoin? But is it good for Bitcoin? Good show. Thanks. We just started. Thanks. We just started. And so the first thing I have to show, of course, is my new Flipstarter for a 30-second Bitcoin Cash commercial. And so I'll bring this up again at the end of the show because it's obviously awesome. But yeah, so I'm doing a Flipstarter for a Bitcoin Cash commercial. And so it will be similar to this barbershop ad I made a couple years ago.
Suddenly, George sits serenely in his barber chair. Suddenly, he realizes he's left his wallet at home. How would he be able to pay for him and his son and his haircuts? Would he have to sweep the floor after hours? Would the barber just shave his head? Or maybe he would be publicly shamed. Noticing Andy gesturing wildly towards the mirror, George pleads for his help. Andy smugly opens his Bitcoin Cash wallet and sends his Luddite father exactly 2 haircuts worth of Bitcoin Cash.
Hey, thanks, man.
Bitcoin Cash, the future of money, today.
So I made that over 2 years ago now, actually. Wow. And so I am running a Flipstarter for a new commercial. And so this commercial will be, it's basically going to play on, I'm not going to read this all out, but it's basically going to be a play on how Bitcoin people love to over-explain Bitcoin to people, to new people, right? And so there's going to be a guy like at a gas station talking to the cashier about how Bitcoin is going to change the world because it gets rid of the central bankers and the Lightning Network's the future, and all you have to do is do route. Basically, he's going to go into a bunch of jargon, and then our protagonist, our good guy, is going to walk in, buy a bag of chips. He's going to really like deliberate which bag of chips because it's very simple, right? And then he's going to pay for his chips in Bitcoin Cash, and he's just going to be like, "It's just money, bro." And yeah, it's just money, bro. So that's what Bitcoin should be all about. Is about it being money. And so that actually kind of relates to the video today. Institutionals here, and what do they think about it? Is it money? Is it money? And so, of course, there's more details there. Flipstarter.itsjustmoneybro.com. So go check it out, and I'll show it again at the end of the show. And so something you might have noticed if you've been watching the Bitcoin Cash blockchain in the last couple of days is that our transactions per second is way the heck up. And so it's right here, it's at 0.63. Now it's a little small for you. But normally it's at like 0.15, 0.2 on a 0.3 maybe on a good day. I've seen it hit 1 transaction per second. And if you notice, if you don't know what this is transactionstreet.com, and over here is Bitcoin Cash, on the right's Bitcoin. And so we're actually doing about a third of BTC's transaction throughput right now, which is actually pretty amazing. And so, but most of what's going on is there's this new token, new non-fungible token series being created, being minted the last couple days. And it's like, it's this website. It's this sweet website, and sweet.io. Apparently, I don't know. I really don't know what it is. I was trying to figure out a little bit. Turn streams and social game engagement into cool gear and experiences. So you can like apparently pay for shout outs from CeeLo. I actually filmed them a couple months ago. But yeah, Instagram shout out, $5 Google Play. And apparently it's with this currency, I think. I'm not sure exactly what it is. But anyways, the only reason I found like this page, oh, not this page. This page was because every time they create a token, let's see if I can snag it. So every time you create a token, they put the link in the in the field, and so you can literally search the transaction ID on simpleledger.info. Maybe, or you can just check out a new one. And so, and then it has the document URI right here. You click it, and then it goes to this, and that's one of their coins. It's an NFT on Bitcoin Cash that you're looking at right now. And so this is one too. Like I know my URL is kind of small, but if you click on one of these, you can like kind of mess with these numbers up here, and like there's a series of them, and so there's 25 of these little pump illustrations, number 2. And so like I'll do like this 125. Apparently, they don't have a 125 token. Maybe they'll have a 12 token. The signature bunny. And so it's like a music oriented thing, but a bunch of NFTs that we don't know what they're doing yet, but maybe we'll find out soon. But they're doing it, they're minting a shitload right now. And yeah, they're like quadrupling the transaction throughput on Bitcoin Cash. And guess what? Regular users not affected because, you know, our block size is big. So, all right. So institutionals here. And so, of course, probably the poster child of Bitcoin institutionalism is Michael Saylor, who of MicroStrategy. I've talked about him a little bit on my couple of my shows, but he put like $500 million into Bitcoin when it was at $11,000 in his company, basically saying that he just drives the store of value narrative home, and that the dollar's going to shit and he can get better returns on Bitcoin. And actually he did do very well. Please check your Flipstarter. What the fuck? Thank you, whoever did that. Thank you, volunteerism.dev, the price of freedom. I appreciate that very much. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Very much. That's awesome. Only a lot more Bitcoin Cash to go. And so the digital, oh Jesus Christ. And so my timeline for this is, if I get this funded, which it fucking looks like I'm about to in the next day or two. Jesus, I did this like just over 24 hours ago. Is to shoot probably end of January, maybe middle of January, and have it out by February. And so yeah, it's gonna be a big whole production. It's gonna be awesome. And then for the ad money, I did a separate address down here. So don't really like donate to this now, but once it's done and complete and you're like, this is actually good, you can donate to like push it ad money wise here. So yeah. But thank you again. That's awesome. Volunteers not dead. If you're watching the show, dude, what the heck? Why aren't you reorging the new ABC chain? Need some content. I'm just kidding. I don't really care. It is funny though. Anyways, store value, Bitcoin maximalists. My train of thought just got effed. Okay, the problem is people are going to lose half their wealth in a few years, which is actually kind of funny because Bitcoin does that like all the time. Like if Bitcoin went back down to 10,000, it would surprise absolutely nobody. But this whole store value versus medium exchange, he basically has said many times that Bitcoin's not a medium exchange at all. And so basically what this is saying is institution is buying it so they can sell it later at a higher price. And that's not money, right? And it should just be money, bro. It's just money, bro. That's I'm saying. I'm gonna put on a shirt. It's gonna be great. And so he just says bullshit all the time. Like he's probably worse than Pomp, actually. Bitcoin is the world's best treasury reserve asset, the emerging dominant monetary network. It is a solution to the store value problem by every individual. Is it though? Because it goes up and goes down. It should just be money. Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. And so this is just a bad take I saw by Bloomberg. Some financials see Bitcoin as a long-term play. Others still won't touch it. Billionaires and Arya Stark are buying Bitcoin. Should you? Just stupid. Just thought I'd mention that. And some other stupid. Here's some more of your institutions. So everybody knows the Cash App. You can buy Bitcoin on Cash App and withdraw and deposit, which is decent. It's all right. But they now have apparel. So dope. So dope. So dope. So if you want to buy some Cash App clothes, I guess you can do that now. So and so here's some more institutional S&P Dow Jones indices to launch cryptocurrency indexes in 2021. And so obviously that's huge. I mean, this is literally from today. And so they can work with, the clients will be able to work with the index provider to create customized indices and other benchmarking tools. And so again, this just goes back to the whole S&R stack. How much should you buy Bitcoin Cash? I don't. She did actually buy Bitcoin. She said, "Okay, I'll buy it." Then the crypto Twitter's like, "Yay!" I bet you crypto Twitter is crazier than fucking Game of Thrones Twitter. And again, this is just like another thing. It's like, yes, woohoo, like the stock market is doing it, but like, should you really give a shit? Like, should you care? Bitcoin. This is just betting on betting on the indices. It's not actually buying the asset, right? And so it's probably worse than PayPal, because at least PayPal you can like get the asset and then pay for it at merchant at some point. Not yet though. And so again, it's like they've turned Bitcoin into a pure investment. I say this all the time on my show, but it bears repeating because it's just money, bro. It's just money. I'm going to say that way too much now. And so people are going to get racked, and like here's just more institutional coming, right? Like all this institutional's here, but we still haven't broken an all-time high. We're still a couple $100 away. What's up with that? And so Visa is offering a new credit card. They're going up with BlockFi, and basically instead of getting like points rewards, you get 1.5% in Bitcoin back. And if you spend more than 3,000, you get $250 lump sum, but there's a $200 annual fee. It's another credit card thing. I saw people cheering on this. And then bridging from that, today was the huge news, and the reason I really made the show was that Visa announced it is connecting its global payment network of 60 million merchants to the US dollar coin, USDC, developed by Circle on Ethereum. The digital currency is now valued at $2.9 billion. And so what does this mean? What does this mean? And so basically you will be able to soon have a Visa credit card and use USDC on it. Which, like, okay, you can allow businesses to spend a balance at USDC. And like the thing is, like, I've had this, is it a Coinbase card? I've had the Coinbase card. No, it was a BitPay card, and I could spend Bitcoin Cash on it for a while. And so this is like the new thing today. It's like, but USDC is based on Ethereum, which in the last year, the transaction fees have been all over the place like this. Like, here's the red on Ethereum. It's been higher than Bitcoin at times, which is the blue one. And so it's just like, why are you cheering this? And again, USDC is basically a different form of Tether. It's just probably a little better. I say that, and I thought that before I looked into it today a little bit, and now I'm not quite sure because they haven't really had audits themselves. And so also today, probably, I guess it was yesterday, probably the bigger thing, but also ties in, is that there's this new legislation basically being proposed. Nobody's approved it. Nobody's even voted on it yet. But this is the first time like actual verbiage has came out. And Talib, Garcia, and Lynch introduced legislation protecting consumers from cryptocurrency-related financial threats. And it's called the Stable Act. And essentially, it just targets stable coins. And so at first, like, you look at this and like, oh no, they're trying to regulate stable coins. Like, this is horrible. This is a horrible thing. And then you got to think, like, again, it's like, dude, should we give a shit? Like, I know, like, you're not, I know you shouldn't be like cheering for like regulators to crack down on this stuff, but like, should you give a shit? I mean, stable coins are almost not all of them, stable coins are almost by definition like centrally controlled, right? And so like USDC is controlled by Circle, Tether is controlled by who the fuck knows, Bitfinex, I think. And so, I mean, it goes into, I'm not going to go into a ton of details on what this actually covers. There are some kind of ridiculous statements in here, though. Working class communities like mine in Chicago already face tremendous barriers to accessing financial services and credit. The Trump administration's deregulation of our financial system has opened the door for tech companies to consolidate their power by preying on people of color with products that promise inclusion but only undermine our banking system. And so, like, you really had to bring race into this. Like, really, you had to bring race into this. Like, and like, again, I'm not agreeing this. I'm not disagreeing with this. It was kind of an inevitability if you're going to be copying the dollar digitally, right? Like, this is inevitable for this to happen, and this is like the reason Bitcoin exists. You could have cryptography secure crypto before Bitcoin, right? You could have U.S. dollars backed by, I don't know, whatever, not hash power before Bitcoin, but you could have this. And so stablecoins aren't really innovative, and I don't think they're interesting at all, right? And so, again, there is an exception. There's an exception. And so with DAI, which is very interesting, but the way the market's, it's like a self-regulating stable coin. I don't know too much about it, so I don't want to get into that, but I'll talk about that again later. But again, why bring race into this? If anything, stable coins help the underbanked that don't have bank accounts, right? Like, if you can get Bitcoin, you can get USDC or T, whether they're backed by something or not. You can still get them and trade them for things. And so I don't know why she brought color into this. That's just a 2020 thing. It's about bringing race into this. And so then they're like talking about Facebook and the Libra, which is now rebranded to Diem. What's the Alto stablecoin? I don't know. Alto stablecoin. And so again, it's like they're basically saying like you can't issue your own US dollar. It has to be backed by something. And so maybe they'll actually like crack down on Tether, which will be very interesting because like, again, like I don't care if they regulate it, but like a lot of people think that the whole Bitcoin market is pumped up by Tether. And if this is going to, I'll go with the one you mentioned it. Oh, DAI, DAI. And so, yeah. Lost train of thought again. Shuts the door on big tech companies like Facebook that are trying to enter the banking space without fun. So, like, I guess I didn't even mention what this act does. You're basically registered as a bank. You have to register and follow the same laws as a bank. And so, again, like when I was reading this, I was like, man, this is like really like, damn government stepping on all of our rights. Right. But then it's like, you shouldn't care. Like, this isn't Bitcoin. Like, and so the thing about DAI is that it's algorithmically stable based on Ethereum, but it's still a stable coin. And somewhere in this thread, basically this guy, he wants to ban running blockchain nodes apparently. And so, I forgot exactly where it was. I think they kind of, what's the word? They guessed, they estimated, they predicted. That's not quite the word, but from some of his tweets that you can't run a DAI node because you can't run an Ethereum node because it processes like DAI transactions, right? And so then everybody on Reddit's like he doesn't understand smart contracts and node operations, and so all this stuff. But then he did mention. So this is where I changed my mind. I'm like, oh, this is so bad. Is David Gerard? He's the attack of the 50-foot blockchain. He's a very big crypto skeptic, and these people are always good to follow because to not get basked in the ridiculousness and the bullishness of crypto Twitter. Like to keep grounded in reality, it's always good to follow some crypto skeptics, whether they shit on your coin of choice or not. Like it's good to have the self-reflection. And so yeah, Facebook Libra changed its name to Diem, and they still want to issue a Diem dollar. And so he's basically saying the point of stablecoins is to have dollary things that somehow aren't regulated like dollars. Then you're gonna do this thing called banking. It's been called banking for the past couple of centuries, and so basically it's like these regulations catching up to banking. Right. And this is why you be your own bank and you use Bitcoin because there's no central control of Bitcoin. Like they can't raid the Tether offices and take all the reserves of Tether and all of a sudden they're worth nothing or whatever the heck they're going to do. And so I will put this link in the chat if you want to read some more of it. It's a good kind of like it's a little bit agreement of the regulations. And so. But yeah, again, I read this, and so he said the biggest existing stablecoin is Tether, which is by far Tether. They claim they reserve a backing of 20 billion, but have never successfully concluded an audit, which is true. And Tether is fucked, and it seems like it's been fucked for years. But and then here comes the USDC, which claims a 3 billion reserve, and so. Their accountant though, Grant. So this is literally the Visa one, USDC. The accountant, Grant Thornton, doesn't check the bank account. It just trusts what it trusts what Center, which is Circle and Coinbase, tells them. And so USDC has never had an audit either. And so when you think of this, you're literally printing money out of thin air, and such as crypto, right? Such as crypto. And so it's wild. And so institutions out here, but is it good for Bitcoin? Bitcoin shouldn't give a shit. Right? Bitcoin shouldn't give a shit, and Bitcoin Cash shouldn't give a shit. And so that's my stance on this. And so whenever like regulations like this come out, like it's always interesting to like look at it, and people get all pissed on crypto Twitter and everything. But at the end of the day, Governments can't do anything. The only thing they can do to take your Bitcoin is to beat you over the head with a wrench or put you in jail or like try to threaten you with violence. That's how they get your Bitcoin. Like they could probably get your tethers or the USDC by, going after Circle, but can't get your Bitcoin. So does it really matter? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And so, yeah, that's awesome, man. It's awesome. It's just money, bro. It's just money, bro. Like it's just decentralized money, bro. And so that's all I gotta say with that. It's just money, bro. So we shouldn't give a blind uck about these regulations. So is it good for Bitcoin? Maybe. Is it bad? Nah. Not bad for Bitcoin. Maybe it's more awareness. But you really think a normal person's ever gonna see this? This thing? No. So speaking of stablecoins, I do have some stablecoins. I'm going to show this here. I might do a bigger show on it later when I fully understand a little bit more. But CoinFlex, I had Mark Lamb on the show. So they have Flex USD. And it pays like about 10% APR. And it does it in a really cool way. This is why it's really cool. And so say you have some Flex USD SLP tokens. It's on SLP. Say you have some, the more government worries, the more bullish I get. Right? Exactly. And again, I don't know if you were here earlier, but it's like none of this shit applies to Bitcoin. Like they're getting worried about these stable coins, which are essentially controlled anyway. So like, I don't give a fuck, right? Like good luck, right? Go have fun fighting with your little stable coins. Like it's still fiat at the end of the day. It's still fiat at the end of the day. And so, damn. Oh yeah. Bitcoin Cash, And so institutions, they're definitely in the BTC, and it's kind of growing my thesis. Maybe it's just me coping, but I think Bitcoin Cash itself will really like be grassroots. I think it will continue to grow from the ground up, and I know Bitcoin itself, BTC, did grow from the ground up, and I think Bitcoin Cash even more so because it is so hidden and so attacked online. I think a lot of people that do actually think it's useful aren't gonna like post about it online, and slowly these communities will start to build. Like there's this, obviously it's rather rare Bitcoin Jesus news, but he like got over 40 businesses in Antigua to accept Bitcoin Cash. And so this is just another hotbed like Australia with Hayden Auto. It's these like small cities that slowly grow, and slowly people realize that yes, their dollar is inflating, kind of the store of value narrative of BTC, but that they can actually use the store of value in medium exchange. So they actually like seek out to use it, and using it is how you grow the economy, how it gets into more people's hands. And so I think Bitcoin Cash will be grassroots, and people will quietly use it. And I think the markets right now are grossly overpriced on the top 3 coins. Like, see, let's just look at them right now. Wow, dude, it's a medium exchange, but you have a price chart up. Yeah. So sadly, Bitcoin Cash is number 7 right now. But if you discount XRP, very essentially controlled, it's number 6. Litecoin and Link are ahead of it. I have no idea what Link does. It apparently links blockchains together, but it's based on Ethereum. So Litecoin is just a copy of BTC. Tether is Tether. So yeah, and Bitcoin, Ethereum have high fees, and Litecoin would have the same high fees if it went up. And Chainlink is on Ethereum, which has high fees, and so there you have it. Peer-to-peer cash is Bitcoin Cash. And so again, grassroots from the ground up. More bullish on Bitcoin Cash than ever. You know, it'd be great. Get more people know about it. A 30-second commercial. That'd be great. That'd be wonderful. That'd be wonderful. And damn, we're close. Shit. It's awesome to get that contribution on stream. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. All right, I'm going to wrap up my YouTube show. Come on over, hang out with me on Twitch. We can bullshit around a little bit more. Links in the description. Come over, hang out on Twitch. Don't be a wussy. Come hang out on Twitch. Peace. Oh yeah, by the way, flipstarter.itsjustmoneybro.com.